Okay, got it. So this is day two of Azure. Okay, so I'm going to concentrate on three areas today. One is about the account setup. Sorry, don't mind. There is someone I have to agree. Okay, account setup. Second topic that we are going to focus is what is subscription and what is tenant. What is subscription and tenant. Third thing we are going to concentrate is how to create a resource group. How to create a resource group. So I'll mark it as RG. Okay. So what is resource group and no like other questions like why we concentrate on resource group. This will answer you what are the ways to log into Azure. If time permits, we will touch base on this topic called as marketplace. Okay, this is pretty small topic, not very important, but we'll try to cover all these three things first, and if time permits, we will touch base what is marketplace. Okay, for the people who have not joined yesterday's class, so what I'll do is like I'll tell you how you can create your Azure profile to use. Okay, so for that, I'm not going to log into any web page and no like I'm going to waste your time. So this recording will have this PPT called as Azure account setup. Okay, this Azure account setup is having the link to log into Azure. Okay, so and you'll have this option called as start for free, and you can click this. Once you click this, you will have this option to create your Azure account. Okay, so when you create your new email address, this is the new email address that you'll have to use. Sorry,
Can you repeat
someone
first?
speaking. Does
Sir,
repeat about?
first
Sorry.
slide.
Uh, please, can you tell me your name?
Sir Swapnil.
Swapnil. Okay. So, I mean, what is the question? You want me to show me the first? I mean, you want me to show me you the first slide? Is
First
it
slide. Yeah.
okay? So this is just the URL that is there. Okay, portal.azure.com. You can type in or azure.microsoft.com/free. You can type in, and once you click this, you'll have this option. You'll get into this web page, and no like there is an option called a start free. So once you click start free, you will be landing into this sign up page where you'll have to click this option called as create one, and you can update your email address here. Okay, so this email address is going to be your Azure accounts root email address. Okay, you have to create ideally. So once you create your email address, you'll have to set password for it, and once you do a verification, it will ask for another email address or phone number. You'll have to update the code to get your account created. So post to that, you have to create a subscription in Azure. So that will be the very next step, where you will be giving your first name, middle name, last name, email address, and followed by your credit card details and all to get your account created. Okay, so this particular screenshot has step by step process. Okay, so I'll be sharing you this screenshots, so you can follow this. It will ask for either visa card. Yesterday if you have joined, I would have told you, so you either need a visa card or a mastercard to log into your Azure portal. Okay, so if you don't have both of this, then you'll not be able to get into it. So most of the Indian users use RuPay, so which is not accepted by Azure or AWS or GCP. So make sure that you use this card. And also there is another step that you have to remember. You have to have the online transaction enabled. So if you don't have this online transaction, you cannot log into Azure. And the second thing is international transactions. So both of them should be enabled. Okay, so make sure that you have this two enabled for you. Okay, So once you are enabled and know, like once you log in, your account will be created and you will have a message like this, and you will be able to log into your Azure portal. Okay, so for the sake of convenience, I have already logged into my Azure portal, and this will be the similar view for you. Even when you log in for the first time, you will have the similar view. And easily what you can do is, like, you can go to this question mark and know, like, notification bar. In the notification bar you see this option, correct? So it says that you have 15,700 rupees of credit remaining. So you will have a different number, that is not a problem, but make sure that somewhere around $200 should be available for the free trial subscription. Okay, so this is the prerequisite. So with this prerequisite, we are going to learn our Azure services for the next 40 days. This account is free for 30 days, and we will try to manage to finish it with that within 30 days. But if it is going beyond, there will be slight cost that will be incurred for you in your account. Okay, so once you are at this stage, you are all set to work with Azure portal. Okay, this is the first step. First step to work with Azure, you have to have an account. Okay, so this is about getting access to Azure account. Okay, anybody have any questions on this particular topic, getting an Azure portal access account? If you have any doubts or questions, or if you are not sure, no, like, what step I have to follow when, no, like, you don't know that, don't worry, I'll be sharing you the second day two's recording. That is the reason I purposefully uh, told you that I'll be sharing the first 2 days recording, because it will have all the prerequisite kind of things. With that, you'll be able to work with Azure. So any questions, or can I proceed?
Yeah, after 30 days, amount will be deducted automatically, or
After 30 days, what will happen is, you will have few services at free of cost. Okay, Azure 12 months free services. So there are few services which is free. For example, if you are going to work with the virtual machine, there is a virtual machine type called as B1S. So you can use it for 750 hours for free of cost. And if you want to create a database and try, you can create a database with 250 GB of size for 12 months at free of cost. Likewise, each and every component is going to have some free tier limit. Okay, so you can use that free tier limit and create it without any cost. But if you go beyond this limit, so this particular B1S will have only 1 GB RAM. The machine will be slow. Since it is slow, if you think, no, like, you want to create a bigger size machine like 4 GB RAM, or no, like with 8 GB RAM, that time what will happen is Azure will start to charge you. So if they charge you, you'll find it in the billing section, and this amount will not be directly deducted from your account. Instead, you will have to pay. So for example, if you wish to pay, what you can do is, you can go to the billing section, pay the credit amount, and you can close the account. Else you can leave the account as it is without paying any money. So Azure account will be suspended, but nothing will be charged from your side. So that is the second way. Third way, you can be a little genuine. So you can go to support center, raise a ticket with Azure saying that, hey, by mistake I have created this service, can you waive up this amount? So for the very first time, Azure will waive up the amount that is being charged. So other than that, the second time you'll have to pay. There is no other go. Okay, so did that answer your question? Is it
yeah,
clear? Does
yeah.
anybody have any other questions? So these are the ways, like, we tackle when we see some amount in our billing dashboard. I'll show you in the upcoming classes where is the billing dashboard, how to identify that and all. But at this moment, if you have any questions, you can ask me. Else, I'll jump into the next topic.
Bro, Visa card is enough, or we want to add credit card also?
Visa card is more than sufficient. You don't need anything else.
We don't have credit card
Make
means?
No, it is not mandatory to have a credit card. You can use debit card too.
Okay, okay,
So
sure.
only condition is it should be either Visa or Mastercard. Okay. Okay. Then what I'll do is, I'll mark this as completed. Account setup for the people who have joined today for the first time. I've shown you how to set up account, and PPT is attached to the drive that I'm going to share. Okay, so you can follow that and get your account created. So now you will have to understand. So okay, my account is created, and what are the technical terms in my account that I have to understand first? Okay, so I have to log into the account. So once account is created, I have to log into the account. Ways to log into the account. So first way is using portal. So you have to log into the portal called as portal.azure.com, like how I have logged in. So what I'll do is I'll go to a web portal and I will type portal.azure.com, and then I'll be landing into this particular page. Okay. So I'll be able to create all the resources and everything here. The second way of accessing it is through command line interface. Okay, for that what you'll have to do is you have to go to uh, a website called as Azure CLI download. You'll be landing into the Microsoft official page, and you'll have to install the CLI. So this is the programmatic way of accessing Azure. Okay, this is the programmatic way of accessing Azure. You see this, there is two binaries available. If you are working with the operating system older than Windows 7, you have to prefer 32-bit installer. If you are working with an operating system which is the latest one, that is after Windows 7, you can install the 64-bit. So when you click it, your installation will start. Once the installation is completed, you have to double click and your Azure CLI will get installed. Okay, it is pretty simple, like installing a computer software. We can double click and install. Once you have installed it, what you have to do is you have to go to the uh, command prompt cmd and type az. Okay, when you type az, you should get some results. You see this, I'm getting some output. So this output you will get only when you install this particular CLI. So it is still downloading for me, but assume that I have downloaded it already and double clicked it, and it will ask for next, and no, like at the last step it will be the installation part. So when I install it, I'll be able to work with this particular portal. Okay, so let me quickly navigate to the command prompt window. Yeah. So how do I log in to Azure portal from the command prompt? The command is az login. Okay, simple as that, az Azure login. And when you click this, it will route you to a browser where you will have to log in with your credentials. And when you click this credentials, it will automatically sign you in. And if you go back to your portal and see, it says that I have logged into Azure Cloud for the following subscription and following tenant ID. My email ID is madrasistechnologies@outlook.com, and I'll have all this information in Azure, so I can cross verify all this information. So how I can do? So I've shown you the second way. First way is logging into Azure through Azure portal. Second way is like we're logging into Azure through our command line interface, which is AZCLI. Third way, what you can use is you can use the PowerShell option that is available within the Azure portal. So how to do that? Log into the Azure portal, and then you have this option called as shell. You click this and you click the bash part here, and you'll see something called as PowerShell. So click confirm. You are allowed to do all the changes within the PowerShell window. Okay, so these are the three ways to log into Azure portal. So this is one of the interview questions. If you are a fresher, you might get this question: what are the three ways? What are the ways to you connect to Azure portal? One is the portal through graphical user interface. Second one is Azure CLI. So for which you have to download the CLI. And the last way is PowerShell. So that is on the portal only. So whenever we want to do some automation, we will use Azure CLI or PowerShell. So whenever we want to troubleshoot and know, like we want to have the graphical user interface, we go for portal for troubleshooting. So when you say to your interviewer that no, like you have worked on Azure Portal and Azure CLI, he might ask you at what situation you will use Portal and at what situation you use CLI. So to troubleshoot, we use Portal, and no, like to automate something, we use Azure CLI. Second part is completed. How to log into Azure Portal? Okay. So do you guys have any questions in this part specifically? So logging in with 3 ways. I assume it is very straightforward, so you might not have any questions, correct? Anybody have any questions?
No, sir, no.
No, Vignesh.
Great, great. Now what we are going to do is we are going to understand the subscription, tenant, and all those technical terminologies within Azure. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to log into Azure portal and I'm going to switch to something called as Azure AD. Azure AD, okay, Active Directory. So whenever someone creates an account in Azure, I will get a tenant created automatically, and the domain name of tenant will be on this domain called as onmicrosoft.com. So that is the default domain that is handed over by Azure to us for every single account. Azure is giving a tenant ID, and this tenant will have a domain name which is called as onmicrosoft.com, and the first half of the name is the name that I give. So I have an email address called as Matrasis Technologies Outlook.com. They have made it as Matrasis Technologies Outlook. So if you log in with your email address, this first half of the name will be your email address followed by onmicrosoft.com. So this is mandatory. So when you raise a ticket with Azure saying that no, like you have problems with your account, they will ask your tenant ID and tenant domain name. Okay. So this is the identification factor, and it is not mandatory that at all the places you will have to use the on Microsoft domain. So you can add your custom domain and you can create your users in your custom domain. So first important thing is the tenant. Okay. So whenever you create an account, you will get a tenant created on microsoft.com followed by the first name of your email address and the tenant ID. So I have logged into Azure portal from my command line, correct? So if I see this tenant ID, does it match? So you see this, there is an ID here and there is an ID here, 5202229. You see this, correct? So is it matching? Do
Yes.
you agree with me? So with this, I can confirm you that I have logged into the same user as my account. Okay. So second important factor is when you have the tenant ID, you are eligible to create a subscription. Okay, go to subscription. You will also have this free trial subscription, and this is the subscription ID. Okay, so this will be the logical isolation for your organization. Say for example, for my organization, I have spent 25 rupees. So if I use 10 servers, it will be 5,000 rupees. If based on the resources I use, I will be charged. How I will isolate? Using this subscription. One organization, one tenant can have multiple subscription. That is the important takeaway. So one tenant can have multiple subscription. One tenant can have multiple subscription. Subscription 1, subscription 2. And one subscription can have multiple resources. What are resources? VM, VNet, NSG, database. So these are all resources. Okay, you're getting my point, right? One tenant, multiple subscriptions. Why do we need multiple subscriptions? Say for example, I work for a company called as TCS, and this TCS is having a project with KFC. I'll create one subscription specifically for KFC, and inside this KFC I will create this resources. Where I will create this resources? I will create all these resources in a group which is called as resource group. So resource group is the place I will assign all these resources to. So when we create a subscription, the second part that we have to create is the resource group. So do you guys have any questions? I have told you four terms. One is the tenant, second one is a subscription, third one is a resource group, fourth one is the resources. Okay, so we will see all of this. Maybe we will not touch base these resources today, but at least we have already seen what a tenant is, what a subscription is. We will see what is a resource group is too. Okay, so resource group is a logical isolation. What I will do, I will get into my Azure portal and type resource group here in the search bar. In the resource group, at present, I have four resource group. So for what purpose? Nothing. I've just created it. So what I will do for the sake of demo, I'll create a new resource group saying that demo resource group. Okay. For this demo resource group, I will have to decide at which at which location my component should be. So I am marking it as east US. Okay, it is one of the regions in Azure. I'm going to keep my resource group in this data center with this default options. I'm going to click review, create, and create. My resource group is created. Once my resource group is ready, I can provision any resource inside that resource group. Okay, so this is the third thing that we have created, which is called as resource group. You might ask me, so since we are working with Azure CLI, Azure PowerShell and Portal, why am I creating only from the portal and not from Azure CLI and Azure PowerShell? So the answer is it is bit difficult. So if I try to do something from the portal, it is easy for you to understand. Okay. But if I'm trying to do something in an automated way, it is bit difficult. That is the reason I'll not show everything from the automation perspective. Okay, but I'll show you today. I will show you how you can create a resource group from Azure CLI and PowerShell. Okay, so but post next session, you guys have to work out to understand how you guys can create this resource group and use this Azure CLI and PowerShell. So first, we have already logged into Azure CLI. What I'm going to do is like I'm going to use this component called as AZ, and I'm going to type -help. So what it will do is it will list all the components that are available. So I've got these many components. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a resource group. I know the resource group is called as a group in Azure CLI. So I'm looking for a group. So there is something called group, and it says that manage resource group and template deployments. So manage resource group. So what I do, I append group to this AZ, and I again type -help. Now it is saying that I have these many options. Okay, I have decided to create a new resource group. So I'm going to again append the group group create, and I don't know what to do. I'm again giving -help. So now it will show me the example. So what all the information that I have to give to create the group. So what I'm doing is I'm going to copy this whole content and I'm going to paste it here. I'm going to change the resource group as demo resource group from Azure CLI. This is the name I'm giving to this particular resource group. -M is a flag which is used to represent the name, and -L is a flag which is used to locate the, -L is used to reference the location. So I'm marking the region as East US. Since we are going to work only on the East US location, I'm marking it as East US. So with this command, when I click enter, my resource group will be created through Azure CLI. I get this Azure message as the group is already created now. Okay, so now you guys tell me, it is difficult to use Azure CLI or it is easy? It takes little time, but I have shown you how you have to create any resource that you want from Azure CLI, but by using this -help option. Okay, that will make your life very easy. Okay, is it making sense? Do you guys feel that you can create any resource from Azure CLI?
Yep, bro, portal is easy.
Portal is easy, obviously,
Yeah.
but did you learn how to create it from Azure CLI?
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
are you confident that you'll be able to create by using this hyphen help option?
It will get much more difficult, I think.
Yeah, it will be slightly difficult, but out of practice you can easily achieve it. No worries. Okay, so you guys have to create your account and like practice this stuff. Okay, the last part that I'm going to touch base is the Azure portal part. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I mean PowerShell part. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to log in, go to the portal, get into the PowerShell. And this is slightly complicated. You'll have to get used to PowerShell scripting and commandlets to work with this. So since I know, I can directly give. So what I'm giving is new Azure resource group, and it is giving me the whole lot of content. You see this? So what I have to type, it is throwing me. So I'm going to create a resource group, say with a name saying that Azure or resource demo resource group from PowerShell, and the location is East US. So for this time being, don't worry about this tag and all. Okay. So with this details, when you do enter, your resource group will be created. So how many resource group we have created so far? We have created 3 groups. First group is demo RG, second group is demo RG from Azure CLI, third group is demo RG from PowerShell, correct? So let's go and check if all the 3 resource groups are available in our portal. Okay, so there are, I'm sorting it by the location, and these 3, you see this demo RG which is created from the Azure portal, demo RG Azure CLI is created from the AZ CLI, and test RG, not this one. Did we create it as, so we created something as PowerShell, correct? Let's refresh. Yeah, here it is. Demo RG from the PowerShell. We got all the 3 created with different ways. You guys agree with me?
Yes, Vignesh.
Yes, sir.
It is easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, clear.
So I'm just trying to give you a feel how the portal will be, how the CLI will be, and how the PowerShell window will be. Okay, nice. Okay, so last part is the marketplace. So marketplace, what generally means market? So what a market is? It is used to sell and buy products, correct? The same holds with Azure portal. So there are product producers. For example, we have a product called as Red Hat. We have a product called as Ubuntu. So anybody who is not in mute, can you please go on mute? Thank you. And Windows is one of the products. Okay. So these are different products that is available in the IT world. One second. My pen is not writing. Yeah, someone has joined. Okay. So Windows is one of the product. So all these companies, no, like Windows is Microsoft. What they do is like they want to sell their product in for Azure or cloud users. So we as a user, for example, in our case, KFC or no like McDonald's, the people who uses Azure cloud are the buyers. What we do is like we go to Azure marketplace take Red Hat server, pay the rent, and one portion of rent goes to Azure cloud, and another portion of rent for the licensing cost go to Red Hat. So to get all the products at one place, we use this service called as marketplace. So we will be using this marketplace very often when we are working with Azure. Okay, so I'll show you how it is in the Azure portal. Go for marketplace, and when you click it, you will be able to see all the different products that are available. As I said, if you are someone who is interested in hacking and ethical hacking these areas, you can choose Kali Linux, and Wipro is offering an digital IAM managed service, and there is something called as Azure monitoring service. Pillow is a SaaS offering, and Ubuntu is a very famous operating system. IBM WebSphere is a middleware tool that is popularly used. All these are multiple products from multiple vendors. So these people have listed here, and no, like as a consumer, as a customer, we take the product, work with it, pay the rent, and the rent one portion is for the licensing, another portion is for the Microsoft Azure. Okay, so we rent all the things from this marketplace. This is very important. In the upcoming classes, I'll be referring to marketplace, and this is all about it is. So this is all I wanted to cover today. I will quickly give you a glimpse of what we have seen. If you guys have any questions, you can ask me after that. Okay, so let me go back. Okay. So first thing what we have seen is we have seen what how to create an Azure account. You have to log into the portal, give your details, sign up and work with Azure portal, and once you are ready, you will be into the landing page of Azure. So this will be the landing page. So once you are into the landing page, what you can do is like you can look for the subscriptions that are available. Okay. So I'll be adding a subscription. Yeah, here it is. So you'll have to check for the tenant and subscription. Meanwhile, I have told you like there are three ways of logging in. One is through the PowerShell, second one is through the portal, third one is through the Azure CLI. Okay. So I have told you what a subscription is and what a tenant is. Okay. So tenants will have this name called as onmicrosoft.com. So whenever you create your account, you will have the tenant IDs at the first place. These are the tenant domain name which is which is used to manage your account, and inside the tenant account you will have the subscriptions, and you can have multiple subscriptions, and inside multiple subscription you can have a resource group, and inside resource group you can have multiple resources. So the pictorial representation that I've taken from the web. So again, what are the subscriptions and what are the types of subscription that are available? So we are going to go with free trial. After 30 months we will, I mean 30 days, we will switch to pay as you go model. And for the student there is another subscription that I have not mentioned here. And last part is our marketplace. So what is marketplace? Marketplace is a place which is used to buy and sell the softwares that are sold in Azure. So there are different product owners who list their product in marketplace, and we as a consumer, we purchase and we pay the rent for the amount of time we work with that product. So do you guys, so this is all we have seen today in today's class. If you guys have any questions, you can ask me. If not, we will close today and we will jump into a concept, very important concept called as virtual machine tomorrow. So before that, how was the class? Like, do you guys feel no like I'm going very fast, or no like very slow, or I'm not showing something very practical, or no like theory is very less? Do you have any feedbacks or comments?
Yes,
I'm open to it.
yes, bro, it is enough. It is best.
So you are satisfied, right?
Yeah,
So I'm
clear.
trying my best to show as much as possible.
Hi,
So as
Vignesh.
Fine.
It is really
I
excellent the way of demonstrate the things and the beginning part. It is really good, and for the
thanks.
beginners, it's easy to understand. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Venkat. Thanks for your feedback. Does anybody have any questions?
Bro,
Yeah, we
can
have
you say that Azure careers about
Uh, Sorry, I did not understand. Share about
careers?
careers. Careers means job opportunities.
Yeah,
Sure, sure, sure. That by the time I get any, I'll definitely post it in the group. I think there is one opening that I see for 2 to 4 years experience for the company. I think it is Wipro. I got a requirement from one of the HRs I know. I'll post it in the group. So if someone is interested, you guys can attend. But this is at very beginning, right? Like if we cross somewhere around 50%, no, like it will be easy for you to attend. But I'll post it whenever I see some openings. I'll definitely post it in the group and know like you people can apply for the opening and know like if you are getting placed, I'll be the happiest person. Is that okay?
yeah, bro. It's
Okay. Okay, then if no questions, we will close today and we will meet at 9 p.m. tomorrow.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Vignesh.
Thank
okay, bro.
you.
Thank you so
Thanks a
much.
lot. Bye bye. See you guys. Good night.
Bye all. Take care.
Bye bye.